Naz Hussain has been promoting Breakneck comedy nights in Aberdeen since 2010. A recent venue change, imposed by the closure of Snafu, has turned out to be a blessing for Naz, as now with a bigger venue, Breakneck is able to attract star names to the city.
Basically, I got a week's notice when Snafu went out of business. So basically, I phoned up the Blue Lamp, says we're going to move all the Tuesday nights here. It's a bigger venue, it's really harder to fill, but it's actually turned out to be a really good thing, because what we're doing now is we're bringing bigger names like Tom Stade, Hardeep Singole, people that's been on Mock of the Week, and Russell Howard's good news in that, so we could definitely fill it, you know. We recently had Tom Stade and it was absolutely packed, you know, and it was such a good night, so we're looking to get more of those sort of people, because around the circuit, comedians, bigger names, there's not a lot of work going for comedians on a Tuesday night, so we've really got that market. Joe Caulfield coming, Tom Stade's coming back. We're hoping to get like even bigger names, you know, but we're just working on it, you know.
Naz describes the Blue Lamp as the ideal spot for his comedy evenings.
Blue Lamp was the main choice, you know. It's the best place for comedy. It's got candles, tables, everything set up, you know. Yeah. Beautiful drinks. Comedians love it, you know.
Comedian Hardeep Singh, who performs here next month, follows Breakneck through social media, and Naz cites the use of websites like Facebook and Twitter as key to Breakneck's success.
But we've kind of nailed it when it comes to marketing, online promotions, you know. So we've just been fortunate enough that we can run so much gigs in a week without even printing a poster, putting out a flyer, you know, just through the power of social media.
Naz explains the unusual route he took into the comedy industry and how he has worked to grow the Breakneck brand since then.
It's actually quite a funny story. I used to work for the NHS doing the most boring work ever, you know, just admin, and basically what's happened is I was out for a cigarette on my fag break, and this guy comes up to me that he works alongside me, and he just, you know, we just happened to be speaking, and he told me about this comedy night that he was thinking about starting. So I went along, and it wasn't that busy, you know, and so after a while he just kind of got fed up with it, and asked if I wanted to maybe take it on as just a challenge, you know, and as a hobby. So I did, but
where was it then?
It was still at the Blue Lamp, but it was only like once a month on a Sunday, you know, so not much people knew about it. But when I took it over, basically what I'd done is rebranded it and concentrated all my efforts on social media and the internet, and you know, because of that, comedians around the UK know about us, you know, we're connected with everybody.
Breakneck comedy nights have proven valuable nurturing ground for young comedy talent.
Chris Boyd MacArthur from Glasgow, he's just young, you know, he's only like 16, and he's got bags of energy, you know, he's got everything you need, you know, but he just needs to work, you know. The problem with comedy is that the whole comedy industry is saturated now, you know, so it's really hard for new people to break through. So, but no, if you're really good in this business, you know, your name will get known quite fast.
As well as being a proving ground for those in the early stages of their careers, Breakneck comedy is also a starting point for absolute beginners keen to enter comedy.
Tuesday night for us is where we train comedians, so you know, so for anybody that wants to come and try stand up, what we'll do is we'll say, look, put together a 5 to 10 minute set, come and do it in Snafu on a Tuesday. We'll give you honest feedback, but I mean, the biggest feedback you're going to get is the audience. If they're laughing, you're doing good. If they're not, then you're not.
One of the young acts Naz singles out for praise and tips for future success is Glasgow comic Dan Pethenbridge.
He's brilliant. He was on with Tom Stade and he just blew the place. I actually think he stole the show that night, and he was just really good. He's quite young, he's only 19, so he's one of the guys to look out for.
Will you be trying to get him back? Or?
Oh, I've booked him in for the rest of the year, so that's a great thing about being at the grassroots of comedy. You're the first to know about the good people. Michael McIntyre, Frankie Boyle, Jimmy Carr, once upon a time they would have came and done a gig like mine before anybody knew them.